All right, we make an effort, as you know, to make fun out of terrible things. And I just need to warn you, I really wanted to show this to all of you, but it's just intense. It's just intense. So if you're looking for the laughs, this is not the segment. We'll pick back up with that after. This is not the segment. It's just heart-wrenching. At a city council meeting, you had a 16-year-old American citizen talking about his fear because of ICE's actions and their disregard for people's humanity, often disregard for people's legal immigration statuses, in his case, citizen. And then a level of callousness that even after being on the record harassing and ripping people out of their communities and detaining U.S. citizens just because of the way they looked or where they were, they then turn around and go, we never did that. And I'll show you an example of that in a second, of Kristi Noem being like, we've never detained a U.S. citizen. It's just a lie. And I'll tell you the examples. But here he is, really moving testimony.
I just want to tell you guys that I'm scared for my parents to walk out their house because I might not be able to say goodbye to them if they go to work. I might not ever be able to say bye or see them again if you guys don't side with us. And I'm scared because of it, because they fought so hard to come here and choose a life for their kids. And I really hope you guys do hear what everyone in this room has been saying, and I hope you guys do side with us, because we are fighting for our rights and we are getting treated like animals because people judge us by the color of our skin and the way that we talk. And we have a president that acts like a child and doesn't side with us because of the way he thinks about us. And we have a police department that doesn't do anything about us, and that we are here fighting more than they are. So I hope that you guys actually do hear what everyone in this center is hearing or talking about, so you guys can side with us and listen to what everyone's saying, because everyone is scared. I'm scared that I'm never going to be able to see all my friends again. I'm scared that their parents are going to be gone one day. I'm scared that all of us are going to have to fend for ourselves. I'm scared that one day at school that I'm going to get like held by people that I don't know, people that are covered, people that I can't identify because they wear masks and they don't properly ID themselves. I'm scared that everyone that I love I'm not going to be able to see them again, because even though that they're U.S. citizens, they don't care about us. They treat us like dogs. They treat us like animals. No one here cares about us because of the color of our skin. So I'm asking you guys, every single one of you guys that are sitting up here, to actually hear us and do something about it, because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of telling my mom and dad every day after school that, have you seen the new video of ICE pulling someone over because of the color of their skin? I'm tired of everything. And I hope you guys really do something about it, because I really do want something to change, because I should not live like this as a 16-year-old. I shouldn't be scared. I should be focusing on school, and I can't even focus on school.
Yeah. And I saw the reaction from some MAGA accounts being like, you're not going to emotionally blackmail us. You're being lied to. This is delusional. And they're following the talking points of people like Kristi Noem. And again, just remember, this is not about opposing lawful deportations for justified reasons or having a secure border or any of those things. This is about what we've seen from the Trump administration, which is prioritizing indiscriminate ripping apart of communities, causing havoc, harassing people, profiling people, because of an ambition to have a really large number. So that means instead of going through the legal process in a reasonable way, as past presidents have, they're just grabbing people with masks on and making so many mistakes and having very little humanity. And it's kind of the point. That fear is kind of the point. And then to have the audacity to lie about all of the actions you've taken, like Kristi Noem here.
I can't hear you. There's no American citizens have been arrested or detained. We focus on those that are here illegally, and anything that you would hear or report that would be different than that is simply not true and false reporting. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Think about that. Anything you see or hear that contradicts what I just said is not true. Well, that's not how it works, Christy. ProPublica documented just what they could verify. We found that more than 170 U.S. citizens have been held by immigration agents. They've been kicked, dragged, and detained for days. And these stories are so impactful in part because there's a sense of clarity. Whenever, in many other cases that are also unacceptable with people who aren't American citizens, the Trump administration is able to induce a sense of ambiguity because, well, their legal status was beep-a-deep-a-dee, right? And that's why these get a lot of attention, because it's saying, if you're going this far in a brazen violation of the law that you can't justify by any means, then my goodness, how horrible are you treating everybody else? That's why these get a lot of attention. And I saw that Senator Adam Schiff compiled for Kristi Noem some specific examples that prove she's lying here. But don't believe what you see in here if it's not what Kristi says.
I'm sorry, Kristi Noem just said what?
There's no American citizens have been arrested or detained. We focus on those that are here illegally.
It is hard to continue to be stunned by the falsehoods coming out of the administration, but this is such a provable, palpable lie. Watching Kristi Noem kind of reminds me of Rose Byrne in this scene from Irresistible.
I lie, and you know I lie. I'm actually in this position because of how effectively I lie to you.
So when Kristi Noem says that no American citizen has been arrested or detained, that is just plain false, and it's important for people to know it. And how do we know it? Because we know their stories. There are about 170 American citizens who have been arrested or detained as part of these immigration raids. Here's the stories of just a few. So this is George Reedus, a U.S. citizen and a veteran from Ventura County. Let's hear what he went through.
On July 10th, I was driving to my security job at a farm in Southern California when I ran into an ICE roadblock and protesters. I explained to agents I was a citizen and just trying to get to work. Moments later, chaos broke out. Tear gas filled the area and I couldn't move my car. Agents smashed my window, pepper sprayed me, dragged me out, and knelt on my neck and back. Agents never checked my ID. They detained me for 3 days. No phone call, no lawyer, not even a shower to wash off the pepper spray.
And this is Rafi Olashuid, the 79-year-old owner of a Los Angeles area car wash, who was body slammed by agents, breaking his ribs and causing a traumatic brain injury. Let's hear his story.
Surveillance video shows federal agents body slamming 79-year-old American citizen Rafi Shuhed just outside of his car wash in Van Nuys roughly 2 weeks ago. This after Rafi said.
So it continues. I think you understand the point. She's lying. She's lying. And there's so many cases of that. And then I say, of course, one of the responses whenever people cover stories like this from ICE is by bringing attention to this, you're provoking violence against us. Obviously, violence against ICE is unacceptable, and peaceful opposition is the only correct option. And how do they not understand that they are putting everyone in jeopardy? Themselves, they're putting themselves more at risk. They're putting people more at risk. They're causing more terror and fear and thus escalations by going about it this way and not respecting people's rights at all and showing up masked and not identifying yourself. Because they'll show a video like that. Well, why wasn't he just walking to their vehicle? People sometimes don't even know who you are. You're just walking up to them in a mask and grabbing them. And they're thinking, if this is ICE, it doesn't apply to me. And then they won't let you even in some cases identify yourself. So that is a part, doesn't justify if any horrible acts happen against ICE, but it is an inflammatory tactic. And so we could all be safer, them included, if they would stop being instructed and choosing to behave this way. And then those stories where U.S. citizens contradicting what Kristi Noem was saying, and informing what that 16-year-old kid, who, like he said, should just be focused on living life and doing school and playing sports and not wondering if this will happen to him, if the videos that he's seeing on social media will end up being him, because Kristi Noem's not correct and this is happening over and over. And then, not to mention, of course, you don't know, as even a lawful asylum seeker, if you'll be grabbed up and, in the case of many, illegally deported to a foreign prison where you're told you're going to die here. And it's just a full and complete abandonment of what we're supposed to stand for. Have the most secure border you can possibly have, 100%. Mistakes were made on that in the past. When there are people who are here, who are in the country illegally and commit other crimes and are not good for communities, after a legal case proceeds, they should be deported. We should have a path for people who are undocumented immigrants but are law-abiding in every other way, who have been here for a while, to attain legal status for the sake of communities, for them, their families, our economy, etc. And we should have a level of humanity. And that all can happen.